Oh, guys, what is going on? And good evening, afternoon to wherever you're tuning in. For the next hour, we're going to be placing a lot of bets, looking over some of the NBA games, massive slate of NHL games as well. I just purchased some blackout curtains because at this time of the year right now, we just have a lot of sunshine coming through this one window off to my left, and I need to get some blackout curtains. So blackout curtains are on the way, hopefully arriving tomorrow, so that I don't have to deal with this sunshine anymore. We can kind of get focus in. But we have two NBA games. Obviously, we have the Thunder and the Rockets kicking things off here in about, an hour and a half. So we're going to be looking at some different player prop bets. This is my favorite time of the day, or time area, really, in terms of betting NBA player props. Normally, 60 minutes to 120 minutes before tip is when I like to get after it. Obviously, a little bit tougher if we're looking at the West Coast games because they're going to be starting later. Obviously, we have Lakers Warriors later on today. But as always, we're going to start off over here on the DFS and DGF's AI slip generator. Got a lot of tips or a lot of things pulled up, ready to rock and roll. Act 2, what's going on, Uncle Slim? Lead us to the bag, no doubt about that. Anton, what's going on? And YECU, looking forward to that, man. Yeah, the old prop builder is no doubt about that, Irish. No doubt about that, YECU and Irish. What's going on? So, to be honest, guys, I still have a slip that I have to put together on Underdog. I got that gimme slip, which is basically, like a free square. So, what do we have here? Looks like we got a play over here for the NBA. It's a 3-pick entry. It's about 5.5% EV edge. Let me grab and let me move this Underdog site off here to the side. Yeah, I thought the sun wasn't going to be much of a problem, but obviously being in Arizona, just this time of the year and when I stream at this time of the day, we just have some sunshine coming through, and the blackout curtains are just absolutely necessary right now. So let's take a look. So if you guys are obviously able to bet NBA player props around the 6 p.m. Eastern time window, that's always a solid time to do so. So we're going to grab this Evan Mobley play. See if I can grab this. And I'm just going to, they give me this with the Durant play. So let me go apply. Yeah. Does this happen to you guys as well? This is kind of weird. So over on Underdog, when I pull this up, I got this gimme pick right here, right? It says one left. I got like an hour and a half. I click apply. And then it obviously takes KD's PRA down to 0. I go higher, but then it automatically changes. Maybe okay, it's applied. So I'm just going to trust that this is going to work out for me. Just kind of threw me for a loop there, guys. Then we're looking at Evan Mobley's points and rebounds. So a lot of points and rebounds. So a couple of things to note, right? One area that seems to be that DGF appears to have found an edge is on the points and rebounds market. So if you're playing a lot of these slips and you see that we're going with points and rebounds, pay attention. Is it going well or is it not going well? Something that I'm always looking for with sports betting is consistency. So if we're constantly seeing points and rebounds pop up, this is a great opportunity for us to kind of track these plays to see if they're worth a damn or not, right? If you guys want to rock a 6-pick entry, this is going to be it right here, with obviously the Mobley play kind of being the top play out there. So I'm going to use my free square on Mobley. Mobley bumped. Irish, I don't know if this is actually like I don't know if it's actually going to work for me, but we'll try it out. So yeah, the Mobley play already at 27.5. Yeah, so it does showcase as an actual one. This has been the same Underdog account, though, I've been using for a few years. Sometimes, kind of like my personal Caesars account, some of these just last forever. So if I refresh this page, yeah, the best 3-pick entry is down here. Now it's under on his rebounds and assists. So his points and rebounds, under 12.5 rebounds and assists. And then Brandon Miller under on his threes. Which, okay. So this is how I'm going to play this is going to be just a max $10 wager or entry because now the Mobley play bumped again. Dude, this is annoying, Underdog. So I can keep the Brandon Miller play there. I can look at Jimmy Butler tonight on his rebounds. I can do a little spot check off to the side here, see if I like this play. And then we're also going to look for anytime goal scorers today, guys, with the NHL. A lot going on. We're going to spend some time on the sharp money tool. I think there's a lot of value that can be gleaned from the sharp money tool this time of the year. I'm really a fan of how we're going to be able to utilize this tool to literally print money for us. So let me take a look at Jay Butt and his rebounds. All right. So again, when I get these plays from DGF, guys, I like to just spot check these. And I'm leaving this up here for any of you that want to play a 6-pick entry. So Jimmy's rebounds, it's at minus 146 on FanDuel, minus 140 on Bookmaker. We're getting this at like a minus 122. So I can get in on Jimmy Butler under 5.5 rebounds. I have no problem with that. And then let me just, while I'm at it, I'll spot check this Brandon Miller play for his threes. Just for tomorrow to see if I even like this play or if I'll focus on something else. Outside of this slip, guys, let me click generate once more. And outside of this slip, we have another 6-pick entry if you guys want to grab this here over on Underdog. So Brandon Miller under 3.5 threes. Yeah, it's not great to FanDuel. It's good to Pinnacle, but it's not great to FanDuel. So, okay. And if I were to if I could try to find a different play, we could see points PRA. I'm already over here on Miles Bridges. So let me take a look at that as well. Just incredible to have the NBA back, and appreciate you guys that were, putting up with, just hanging with me while we were waiting for this moment to come, because it's been a while and it's finally here. We're looking at what, Miles Bridges under 30.5. Yeah, I mean, FanDuel has that line at minus 110. A lot of books have it at under 29.5. Don't know how I feel about that one. Washington Bump. Still don't know who's starting for OKC. By the way, guys, if you haven't, I would highly recommend over on Twitter or X to make sure that you follow and turn on notifications for Underdog NBA. You're going to receive lineups, news. This is the place where I like to go when it comes to just any kind of NBA news at all. I make sure that my notifications are turned on. You can see that 7 minutes ago, Ja Morant is not on the injury report. We got De'Aaron Fox, those ruled out. Got some different guys that are ruled out. We got Cat that's questionable. So it's important to make sure that you have these on because, for player prop betting, this is very impactful for the NBA to know who's in and who's out, right? So I would definitely make sure that you have Underdog NBA checked on. I promise we will move off this three-pick slip. Amen Thompson under on his points and rebounds. Aaron Wiggins over on his PRA. Let's get on a game tonight. I like this a little bit more. Aaron Wiggins over on his PRA. What do we got? 16.5. FanDuel, they're not posting a line here. Not great. It's not very good to... Some books have this at 17.5. Yeah, I can't say that I'm all excited about some of these plays. And with so many options, guys, you really want to make sure that you find something that you like. What about Amen Thompson under 22.5? Okay. Yeah, FanDuel's at minus 140. Yeah, I'll go with Amen Thompson. So we'll go with Jimmy under. We're going to go with Amen under on his points and rebounds. Now, we took his over on his points, I think, earlier on a slip. But I'll take his under on his points and rebounds. Dude, it already bumped. Dude, I'm so frustrated. I'll share this slip, guys, whenever. We're going to move on to some other things because there's a lot of other things going on at the moment. Let's see if we have anything with better. Wow. Okay. This is kind of crazy for better. Very crazy for better. That Miller play kind of bumped. Jimmy already bumped. Dude, so many of these plays are bumping on Underdog. It's almost impossible to play this KD slip. But one slip that's not going to be impossible, I'll share this link with you guys over here on Better. Just got to log in here for a second. I like how Better sent me a code like 2 days ago, and now they need another code. Okay. Super Boost. Yeah, we got the Super Boost. Make sure anyone that uses Fliff, you make sure you place that max wager on SGA. That's free money. Kind of breaks my heart because this is the first time that they're offering like a free boost and I can't take it. I was able to take advantage of the Jalen Hurts for week 1 NFL, but that's no longer. Steph under on his PRA. Also, we got a boost here, guys, on better for Steph over just a point. So I'm going to take that boost. That's on better, which is really nice. And then we got what? Brunson on his points and rebounds. I like taking the over on Brunson. Dude could get 29 points without any rebounds at all. We got a lot going on with Mobley. We're over now on his rebounds and assists, where it was at 12.5. Now it's jumped. And again, guys, you're going to see things like, Billy, why would we bet the under 12.5? And now we're being betting the over 11.5. And these player prop markets, guys, they can move quite a bit. The lines can change a lot, where there can be EV on both sides of a play. George on the Wizards over on his PRA. If you guys haven't taken advantage of the Steph free square over here with better, that's what I'm taking advantage of. I'm going to share the slip with you guys in just a second. And then Janu over on his longest catch. Make sure I'm taking the insurance on this play. It's a max $10 wager. Perfect. Okay. We're in on this. As we have anything else? Another 5-pick slip over here with better. Again, guys, pretty much the best odds you can receive on better are now 6-pick entries at minus 120. I like taking the 5-pick slips. So here is that slip over on better. But you're probably going to see, guys, again, depending on the sport that we're going after, there's different, different sports are going to provide different value from different sports books. So if better is a book that you have access to, but you really haven't used it all year, well, with the NBA being back, it might be a viable option because it just shows value for the NBA, right? Same thing. You're going to see certain sports books are going to provide more value in certain sports or certain markets compared to others. So, we've been used to now betting football and hockey for a bit. We might have some different books to provide value, consistent value for the NBA. All right, that's going on in better. What do we got on PrizePicks? All right, we got a 6-pick slip over here on PrizePicks. Okay. I don't like EuroLeague. I really don't want any EuroLeague. And I'm okay, guys, with betting the NBA player props for tomorrow. Do we have any kind of 3-pick action? I love a 3-pick. This is under 5% EV edge, but I'm fine with this. Cat over on his first half points. Again, this EuroLeague play. Not a huge fan of this. I got to imagine there's something for the NBA. We're going to take the Steph free square here, guys. I'm not going to play Sorkin. We're going to take this Steph free square. I haven't played it yet. What's the max wager size on this? And we also have a KD boost as well. Okay, KD boost. So let's see. Is this what's the max wager on this bad boy? It's $25. All right, we're taking this. All right, let me share the link with you guys. Again, if you haven't used your Curry free square, this is how I'm using it. Right, which makes this play even more EV edge. Yeah, definitely. You can do the KD taco, right? So if you already use your Steph's free square, use the KD taco on this play. I like that quite a bit. And then let's look over at the OddsJam Optimizer. Let me look for a 3-pick entry. Again, you could also play this as a 2-pick if you wanted to, guys. We're getting that KD taco. Drake London under on his receiving yards. I like the FanDuel has a line out there, but I don't know how I feel about it right now. Again, I'm really not looking to go after Australian basketball, guys. Just not something I'm really looking to do right now. So let's apply this. Let's also throw in the NHL. Don't want to forget about the NHL. There's some stuff that we could do there. All right, so we got the Cat first quarter points. Don't like that. Pajemski and Ayton on their combo. It's very good to Pinnacle. It's not very good to FanDuel, and that means something to me that it's not good to FanDuel. Mobley on his PRA, under 31.5. Okay. I'm okay with this. It's not bad. So I could do maybe the Mobley play. So let me put this one together. All right, this is where we're going to take the KD taco. And then I'm going to go after this with Mobley. And let's see, we're going with what? The under 31.5 PRA. Where's this boy at? There it is. And then what's the other one we could do? We could do Cat again. Don't really want to do that again. These first quarter total points, guys, Harden, I prefer maybe taking cats sometimes, but I might just move off all this. I'm just going to go over to the Larry model over here on Juice Bets Discord, and I'm just going to grab something to fill out this final play over here. So let's see what we got for PrizePicks. This is just going to be a 3-pick entry here, guys. All right, let's take a look at also while we're over here on DraftKings Pick 6, because I know DraftKings has some stuff going on. Some NBA. Let's go to NBA tonight. I know they got a boost going on tonight. Okay, for this Larry model, we're going to finish this bad boy off with a League of Legends play. And we're going to take this one. All right, I'm going to share this link with you guys. Again, I think it's either a $20 or $25 slip I can create with the KD Taco. And here we go. All right, here's the link. Dicey at best, Anton. Yeah, I can agree with you there. It's pretty dicey. Garrett, what's going on, brother? How are you, my friend? Hiya, Sharpshooter. How are you, man? Pick the same player for more than one stat per ticket in case OGM is able to start picking the same player. Appreciate that, A-Rink. Appreciate that, man. No doubt about that. When Underdog tweets, the markets react. I can agree with that as well, Kevin. All right, so let's see what we got. DraftKings Pick 6. So, this Mitchell play, even though this game's starting in an hour and 15 minutes, we have no pinnacle odds. So it's hard for me to really have much of a reaction, if at all, to any of that. Let me log in over here on DraftKings. Let's throw in the Pick 6. DeAndre Ayton, under 27.5 PRA. Love this price compared to FanDuel. Love this Ayton play. Pinnacle's at 26.5. I'm totally cool with this Ayton play. So this is definitely, we're going to grab this one to start. Ayton, I like this one a lot. What else can we find? Because I imagine that this slip has to be built for today. But make sure, and we got the gimme pick as well, guys. Love the gimme pick. So we'll pick now with the gimme pick. I'm on the Ayton play, so I'll take this with Luka. We'll go Luka with more. Where we got PRA. Whereas Ayton, we're going to take is less than 27.5. So if you haven't used your free square yet, I got a free Luka square to go with Ayton. Again, guys, with the NBA season kicking off tonight, opening night, there's just a ton of promos going on. It makes Tuesday a whole hell of a lot more exciting, I can tell you that. And then what else do we have in this game tonight? It's got to be, I could change this probably for a date range of today, but we're just going to look. We can also probably just go and type in maybe like, Thunder or Lakers. Can I do that? Yeah. SGA over on his points. Yeah, we're going SGA over on points. If there's one dude that I definitely would want to take over on, it's SGA. So this is my free. Where's my free square at, bro? Thank you. There's my free square. What's the max wager that I can put on this bad boy? It's $10. Okay. So this is going to be a $10 one right here, guys. I'll share this. If you want to grab this play, obviously if you used your free square on Doncic, what you could do, so I'm just going to take a quick little screenshot of this. What I would also say is take SGA over on his points, take Ayton under on his PRA, and then what can we do here for the Lakers? Marcus Smart under on his points. I'm happy to take the Marcus Smart under on his points. Happy to do that there. That would be something I would grab. Obviously, I have that boost, so I'm going to try to cook this up right now because I definitely like this. Marcus, take his under. Obviously, the 30% boost, guys, is going to raise up this Marcus Smart play. I would say outside of that, if you wanted to go something a little different, Luka under on his PRA. I mean, you're getting an extra one. It's okay. It's not ideal. What do we got here? KD on his points and assists. Again, this is just a market that Pinnacle doesn't set odds for. KD over on his points. Şengün on his PRA. Yeah, this is like, it's just kind of, I mean, the boost is going to make it better, guys. It's just like not really ideal. Reed Shepherd under points and assists, 14 cents off. Like, this is fine, right? I normally don't like, also, like, if we're betting unders, I'm not saying it can't hit, but like, I'd rather go after like a Reed Shepherd under than maybe betting a Şengün. I'll take the Şengün over. I can get behind it just because he's a machine, and with points and rebounds and assists, like, this guy can get after it. So we're going to take Şengün's over. I'm taking Marcus Smart on his under. And then what else do we got here? Let's take a look at this Lakers game again. I really like this 8 in play. I normally don't double dip, guys. Man, this is a solid play. What else could we go after here? Yeah, the Luka play. I'm just going to have to go back probably with Ayton again. I just really like the Ayton play so much. And it's the one that, it's just kind of a clear-cut one to me. I'm just not, no reason to force it. So I'm going to throw the 30% boost. This is 4 picks required. Of course it is. All right, then it's going to have to be a Luka, probably a Luka under on his PRA, or maybe Austin Reeves under 5.5 assists. That's where I would do this. So we'll take Austin Reeves under 5.5 assists. And then we'll take the boost. And it's a max $20 entry. All right, I'm going to share this with you guys. Obviously it's a 30% boost. We'll see. No unders. No, I understand you, Anton. No, I understand no one ever wants to do it. Lou Dort under points. Nice to hear that. Hey, Ron, what's going on? For tennis bets, AZ, it would definitely be Pinnacle. Definitely Pinnacle. And that's not just because it's definitely like not even close. It's head and shoulders Pinnacle. So there's our 4-pick boosted 30% over there on DraftKings Pick 6. All right, what else do we have? Probably come back to this here in a second. Let's take a look at speaking of the arbitrage tool, right? This is the time for pre-match arbitrage, guys, that I would definitely want to get after it when it comes to, placing some bets with the NBA. Your player prop bets, this is where I'm more than happy to go after my ARBs. Obviously, it depends on who or what you have, a books and sportsbook accounts with. If we're looking over here, though, for your sports books, just pick the books that you have accounts with. Check it out. It's a new global offshore book called Bracco. I haven't signed up with them yet. Normally, guys, when it comes to like a new book that's added into the ecosystem that's not a domestic book, I like to play around with OddsJam to see if I see a lot of value with some of these books. If I'm not seeing a lot of boosts out there, then I'm not in on it. Okay. Now, obviously, with DraftKings, we got the super boost with the SGA and Kevin Durant points. I'm going to bet this now, just because it seems like a really solid boost. Also, make sure if you're looking to get 3 months of NBA League Pass, it's going to cost you basically $20 because DraftKings is offering free 3 months with for League Pass. You just have to put together a $20 SGP, which I think is pretty much well worth it. Let me throw the boost on it. The max wager is $20. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Some of these guys you don't really have to worry about in terms of promos. Some of these promos are really, really good. And so I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of this as well as I make sure you grab this boost right here, the 60 points at plus 250. It's more than double what they normally would be paid. So definitely like this. Again, these bets are so plus EV that you definitely want to take advantage of it. Now, I definitely got to take a look at the king of the court, right? They got happy hours going on as well. Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to opt in for, right? And I'm just trying to read this to make sure I understand it. One single-use qualifying bet that works on any player prop, under headers, player props, points, rebounds. All right, so we're going to obviously you want to opt in the king of the court. As we come back over here, though, FanDuel, props builder. This could be one that we could hit up right now on Jake LaRia, right? When you click on this play, it's going to automatically update the odds. Now, I would definitely say props builder made an error on this play. Honestly, though, I don't know which side is really EV because FanDuel looks like it's super EV on the over. Looks like it's really EV on the under over a props builder. So, this is a play that I'd be more than happy to go after and grab. Again, on props builder, I'm kind of out of money, to be honest with you guys, at the moment. I'm really low on funds. But looking at player points on the over-under, we're looking at Warriors-Lakers. And where's it at? They might have removed this guy. Because we're looking for the over-unders. And it just seems like they might have, this play's gone. FanDuel removed it, and that's okay. That's just how it goes sometimes. So let's refresh this once more. You got Caruso with bet openly, only $85. Obviously, a lot of Sportsino opportunities. If you see this play, you can just hide it here, guys. Click the hide bet button. If you want to try OddsJam 1 week for free, save 35% off your first month. After the 1 week trial ends, use code Billy35, guys. We're here. The NBA's here. This is now, other than when college basketball starts in November, we have arrived at the best time of the sports betting calendar. It don't get no better than this. This is what we're waiting for. So, this is the time to really get after it. So some of these ARBs, guys, might not be worth it to you. Right now, there's only 2 NBA games going on today. If we expanded this date range to the next 24 hours, next 24 hours might be a little low. We might have to maybe select it for like an extra day. So you could do the next 7 days, or we could do a custom date range where it's like today through Thursday. And you might see some ARBs like Stephen Castle that's going to be 8% edge, right? If you open this up till tomorrow, you're going to see a lot of other arbitrage opportunities when it comes to betting these games. Now, some of these plays like Chris Middleton or Donovan Mitchell, be careful because, again, I like to bet player props for arbitrage purposes right now when the games are happening. These games don't start until tomorrow, so I would just hold off. There's a lot of NBA games coming up. You're going to find a lot of profitable betting opportunities. No doubt about that. I would say so for sure. Yeah, Irish, I appreciate you sharing that with me earlier. I don't have the Curry 1 point, get the score over a half point Caesars boost. I don't know if you guys also have that. So just to kind of run through some boosts again, guys. On PrizePicks, we got the Steph Curry free square. We have a Kevin Durant taco. We have a free square on Underdog if you receive that promo. Better has a Steph Curry free square. DraftKings Pick 6 has a Luka free square. We got a super boost on DraftKings you want to take advantage of. FanDuel's offering this pick your rewards, whatever you prefer. You can do that. Also, we got Fliff, free square for SGA to score a point. That's free money. We got possibly on Caesars for some of you, Steph Curry free square. Right? So, and that's just some. We got an ESPN. Everyone's basically running some type of promo today to celebrate the NBA. This could be something I'm interested in seeing Profit X and Bracco. Jordan Hawkins. Okay. So this is where I like to use Bracco just to kind of see this new book that I haven't signed up with yet, like what's going on. Something else, guys, for Bovada users like, George, Morant, Jakob Poeltl, Devin Vassell, Chris Middleton, Tobias Harris. Bovada is a gold mine for betting NBA player props. Gold mine. As you can see right here, so many ARBs on Bovada for player props. This is Bovada's player props, not Props Builder on Bovada, but Bovada's own in-house player props created. It's a time and a half. So for those of you that are new and wondering why everyone at OddsJam talks so much about the NBA, it's because of this. Look at this arbitrage page. It's littered with plays that are over 3% returns. Go back and watch one of my streams in like August. You're not going to see this. It's just completely different. Speaking of another tool that I'm very excited to jump into, the Sharp Money tool. Let's kind of get into this right now. Okay, first up, minimum maximum odds. You can change this to however you want it. Minus 200 plus 150, right? For your markets. I'm currently selected on player props. You can use this tool in a bunch of different ways, though, right? If you really want to focus on betting maybe NHL main markets, right? You can clear out everything and say, dude, show me some NHL main markets. And you can see right now Pinnacle's taking $10K on the Senators money line. There's only $4,400. Probably not a sharp play that I'm looking to go after. None of these plays at the moment I would say I'm really interested in going after. But again, maybe check this tool out tonight when lines first open up for tomorrow's NHL games. You might be able to find some awesome opportunities. For myself, I'm going to mainly focus right now on NBA. I'm looking for player props and keeping the date range how it is. And then that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. So we're looking at Lou Dort. We're looking at Jake LaRia, Gabe Vincent. These are all Sports Zeno plays, okay? If you want to find a play that has a Pinnacle limit, you could obviously set this to do so. But, you know, we can also use this as well just for putting a slip together on better, right? Amen Thompson. There's almost $3,000 over here on his over 1.5 steals. Someone put almost $3,000 down on him because they won his over 1.5 steals at plus 142 odds. Remember, if you see a massive green bar like this on Amen Thompson, that means that there's someone out there that is allowing you to bet up to almost $3,000 on the under 1.5 at minus 142 odds. That means that person wants the over 1.5 steals at plus 142. So this can be an incredible little play right here that we could rock. We could also go with Kevin Durant if you wanted to as well. Honestly, guys, both of these dudes could get steals. I just don't know how I feel about going after the same dude in the same prop. But if you wanted to run an SGP, you could do that, right? The sharp money tool is another really good way to possibly run an SGP that might not seem from an EV top-down betting perspective as a solid play, but it could be very EV because if this is a professional sports bettor that says, yo, my model thinks the Amen Thompson over 1.5 steals is really like minus 105 odds, the fair value is minus 105, then this is an incredible play. So different ways that you can utilize the sharp money tool, and you can select this by sportsbook, right? So if I want all my sports books, but let's say I don't want Sports Zeno, then I can just come over here and say, all right, pretty simple. Like Luka Doncic under on his points tonight, someone has $2,000. Now, to be fair, $2,000 is okay. It's not incredible, right? But we could go ahead and bet the under 31.5 at minus 121 odds over at DraftKings or over at Onyx, okay? Kev, appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support and welcome to the OGs. Anyone that's a degenerate OG, please welcome in, Kev. Really appreciate the support, man. It means a lot to me, and I thank you for it. Glad to have you tuning in. The anytime goal scorers. Yeah, Trent, we're definitely going to take a look at anytime goal scorers. Puck drops here in less than 30 minutes, so we're going to definitely take a look at that. What's going on, Dr. Slips? Corey, we were betting college football this morning. So for those of you that are just tuning in now, I'm back to 2 streams a day during the week, 9 a.m. Eastern in the morning for 1 hour plus, and then 6 p.m. Eastern. So right now, I'm really focused on NHL props, player props, and NBA player props. The morning streams is where we focus more on money lines, point spreads, and totals. Money lines, run lines, point spreads, totals, all of that. So tomorrow morning stream is going to be focused on looking at NBA, college football, NFL, hockey, main markets, maybe a player prop bet mixed in. This stream right now is heavily focused on player props. So just kind of give you guys a bit of a lay of the land, how the streams are going to go. Morning streams are more main market plays. Evening streams are more player prop focused plays. So there we go. There we go. All right. So at the moment here, I mean, this Amen Thompson play looks very good, and someone wants Kevin Durant over on a steal. So I'm fine with maybe going over to Hard Rock to place this. If we're looking at rebounds here, Jalen Williams under 4.5. This is something that I'm thinking in my head, like maybe I want to cook up like a 2-leg or 3-leg SGP over on Hard Rock. Remember, guys, these sports books want us playing SGPs. And so the idea behind this is a different strategy from EV betting. So I understand that not everyone might have a Hard Rock account. I'm just going to cook up a little SGP right now, right before tip, right? We're getting an hour less before this game starts. And, you know, I want to show to Hard Rock, like, hey, I like to bet SGPs. This is a nice way to try to blend in your sharp sports betting activity by just playing some SGPs. So I'm looking at rebounds. Let's go Jalen Williams on his under. And then where's the defense at? Hopefully they have steals in here, dude. I really hope they're allowing this when it comes to defense. They do, which is great. So Amen Thompson over 1. I could also grab Kevin Durant if I wanted to as well. Again, this is kind of a crazier one, but I'm going to receive a profit boost over here. 30% profit boost from Hard Rock, which is really nice. So I'm just going to go in for a lower play here. Let's do this, and we'll have some fun. All right, so this is going to be just a sharp money. For me, this is going to be my sharp money parlay. So just so you guys know that I actually put my money where my mouth is. I took just basically the 3 plays over here. Jalen Williams under, Thompson over 1.5 steals, Durant to get a steal. I'm getting a boost on top of it with Hard Rock. So there we go. All right, let's take a look right now on the positive EV tool. And I already have this teed up. So NHL anytime goal scorers. Ho-ho! Tommy Boy. We want Tommy Boy over at FanDuel. I'm probably almost out of money, which is pretty crazy because I had a couple $1,000s in FanDuel and I'm already out of money. But that's how it be sometimes when we're in the busiest time of the year. So Tom Wilson, anytime goal scorer. We've been very hot to start the NHL season betting anytime goal scorers, ATGS. Tom Wilson to pot 1 tonight against the Kraken. Caps are at home. I only have $89 left in my account. So this is going to be the play that I'm going to go after. Plus 190 odds. Where is he at? All right, I'm just going to put an $85 spot over here. And so this is a very good play on FanDuel for Tom Wilson. Okay, so there's our first play. I have $4 left in the account. So much going on right now with the NHL, so I'm out of it. So anything really above 3%, guys, is what I target when it comes to this. We're looking at Pinnacle. We've talked about liquidity a lot, guys. I have a lot of historical data betting into FanDuel anytime goal scores with Pinnacle as my sharp sports book. So I just have a lot of belief and some data that back up my claims that I really, really feel strongly about anytime goal scores. Let me get a live look into where we are on the month right now for anytime goal scores. Cutter Gauthier, this is going to be a Canby Sportsbook play. Ducks, Preds. Okay, I can get in on that. I'm fine with this. Again, you can get this over. Well, I wouldn't go over to FanDuel. This is literally an anytime bet with either Bet Rivers or Ballybet. I'm going to go over to Bet Rivers to snag this. I can't log in because I'm out of money on Ballybet because, well, the NBA's back. On the month, where are we at here? On the month. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been very good. Dropped off just a touch. But we're sitting at almost a 47% ROI. Sample size is small, I will say that. But again, guys, with this type of process, this is like me betting player home runs in Major League Baseball. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this is going to be something that I'm going to go after every single day. And the fact that we can grab this over at FanDuel is huge. Absolutely huge. So just to provide a live update on the stats, here it is. Made almost $1,300 betting player goals in the NHL this month, which is insane. I could definitely say that I'm running hot, but it's a pretty simple breakdown. I've broken down the filter setups before in the past. So just to show you guys, I've saved this filter. It's just a minus 150 plus 250. If you can appreciate that I'm sharing this information with you for free, because a lot of people don't do this, just all I ask is you like the video, send it to a friend, and subscribe to the channel. But that's what it's all about. DVIG settings, it's Pinnacle, and it's additive, right? We're kind of betting more, a little bit longer shot underdogs. Additive does a slightly better job of appropriately placing the correct amount of EV. The league's NHL, the market's player goals. That's it. Save the filter, rinse and repeat. So let me go in on Bet Rivers right now, and I'm going to probably drop $75 down on Cutter Gauthier. I like to go after any plays that are over 3% edge. Every now and then I will dip my toes into the 2% range. Shane Pinto, who cashed for us this past weekend, he's being recommended on ESPN Bet or FanDuel. What you're going to notice is that FanDuel offers a lot of great anytime goal scores. Another little insight that I like to look for that's like, I want to bet this. Anytime that FanDuel's odds are like really close to Fanatics, yeah, I want to bet that. Fanatics is a joke of a sports book. It's easy to beat, and I want that all day long. So I'm just scrolling here on my phone, heading over to Cutter Gauthier to bet him to pot one tonight for $75. Again, these are long shot underdog odds. So we're not going to hit every single bet. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But the ones that do hit, we're getting paid out an incredible payout. So Bet Rivers for me, 75 on Gautier. Pinto, we can grab this. I can get this over at ESPN Bet for $50. I'll dip my toes in this one. That's fine. I don't mind going over there, grabbing it. And then we'll take a look at some NBA player props. So if you want to go with Dylan Cousins, you can. It's a lower edge play. I normally don't go after the 2%ers. But let's go the Senators and the Oilers. And Pinto to get one. It's just $50. Check my location. Okay. Bingo. All right. We're in on Pinto over at ESPN Bet. Again, I'm not betting more than what the recommendation size is, guys, because while it is an edge, it's not as great of an edge as Tom Wilson, right? Remember, the fair probability here is Tom Wilson, we have a 36% chance. Cutter Gautier's 29%, and Shane Pinto's 31%. So we all, there's over a 65% chance, roughly, that we're going to lose all these bets. So again, these are long shot plays. Jackson, did the low hold tool remove the DFS books? Not to my knowledge. Am I still doing arbitrage betting? Yes. I mean, I went through and I don't arbitrage solely, but I still do. No, I still have it. Underdog Fantasy. It's here. PrizePicks. So for Jackson Churio, no. I don't see, make sure if I remove everything here, reset and clear everything out. No. The low holds tool is still available for your DFS books. Still showing plays. So no, I don't. Works fine on my end. Yeah, I'm still doing some arbitrage betting. Obviously, now that the NBA is back, I'm a little bit more excited for arbitraging. But yeah, we're still going after it. All right, let's look at some minus 200s, plus 150 odds range. Let's devig to FanDuel. Let's go worst case. Let's take a look at the NBA. Main markets. Let's look at just player props right now. Date range for today. I don't need really a minimum percentage here at the moment. Okay. So obviously, I don't really need to deep dive too much into Hard Rock. If you have Hard Rock, you're going to have a great time, and you should have a lot of success with this software when it comes to betting player props. If I'm looking at these plays on no vig, first off, Jalen Williams under 3.5 rebounds. I wouldn't sweat this. Remember, there's 2 Jalen Williams on the Oklahoma City Thunder. So make sure you pick the right guy. There's $73 on this play. This isn't a play I really need to deep dive into because I don't believe there's a professional sports bettor on the other end trying to trap us. This Kevin Durant play, again, $600 doesn't really scare me off. This is an ARB to FanDuel. I know that people have had mixed results with betting ARBs on the exchanges to some books. So proceed with your own caution. This isn't enough of liquidity to have me running for the hills and saying I'm not playing this. But, am I going to take the recommended bet size? Not really. Something I love to do, guys, is with player prop bets, I take the bet recommendation size as a true just recommendation. And I normally like to bet a conservative number below the bet recommendation. When it comes to money lines, point spreads, total points, run lines, puck lines, when I see an edge, I normally like to bet above the recommendation. That all has to do with liquidity, right? Way more liquidity being taken by the sharp books on main market plays compared to player props. What else do we got here? First quarter player points, you could grab this. Again, it's okay. It's fine. It's not great. Again, if you guys, I can't remember where this is. I can't remember where that is. I'll move on. So let's take a look at some others. Again, these low liquidity plays on Durant here. Şengün, I'm not concerned with. Kevin Durant under 24.5 points. This is against Bet 105 or against Pinnacle. So this is where things get interesting. FanDuel and Pinnacle disagree. And for me, it's all about timing. It's timing of when am I looking at this play? And we're talking 45 minutes away from tip. So KD under on his points. You would obviously, if you were DVigging to Pinnacle, because now Pinnacle's taking $750, Pinnacle will tell you, yo, you should bet this on FanDuel. This is massive EV. But FanDuel's like, yo, bro, like we should go bet this over here on like Fanatics or maybe a Bet 105, which is copying Pinnacle's odds. If I look at this play right now, this is where the line movement becomes so impactful. It's a massive deal. Now, to be honest, what I'm seeing from FanDuel doesn't inspire a ton of confidence. Obviously, FanDuel's quite confident in where their line is set. Pinnacle's moved a little bit. Normally, what I like to see is kind of a cross. I like to see one sportsbook either move way up or move way down within the last 60 minutes. We don't see that here in this chart. So I'm not anti-betting this over at Bet 105. And I know we bet the Super Boost guys, and there's a world where, SGA scores 35 and Durant doesn't. It looks like FanDuel now, something happened. As you can see, the play just locked, right? So we'll just kind of wait to see what happens there. Just different things that you guys can think about when we're looking at these plays. There's certain indicators. If you see that you're being recommended to play on the EV tool for FanDuel, and you see that FanDuel has a very similar price to Hard Rock or to Fanatics or to Bet365 or to BetMGM, some very soft, easy books, or SportsZeno, right? FanDuel has similar odds to SportsZeno. I would go bet that over at FanDuel all day long. But otherwise, those are certain things that I like to look for. So Luka Doncic, under 7.5 assists. Bookmaker's the only one that's really hanging some value here. Now, I believe Bookmaker's a sharp book, but let me take a look at this. Has someone moved recently? And it's Bookmaker. They've moved a lot recently. And while FanDuel moved quite a bit, they retracted, and they're back to their original position. Pinnacle made the same movement. Circa's kind of chilling. Bookmaker, though, has been moving up quite a bit. So when we zoom into this play, this is all within the last 30, 40 minutes. Bookmaker went from like plus 132 to plus 131. It dropped down, then it basically retreated back to its original position. But to see Circa, to see Pinnacle, and to see FanDuel all fairly are off from Bookmaker, this is where I would like to go after Bookmaker and bet the under 7.5 assists with Luka. I don't mind giving Bookmaker some action from time to time, right? I think they're a sharp book, but again, I have 3 sports books all agreeing with these odds. I just have a little bit more confidence here. If you lean the opposite way, then I would go bet this over at maybe a Profit X, right? So let me go over here to basketball with Bookmaker and see what's going on. And OddsJam's telling me about $180. Now, they're only taking $250 max wager size. So another reason, guys, that I really like FanDuel when it comes to NBA player props is they normally are taking higher liquidity than some of these other sharp books. So we'll just go in for a 150 spot here. And there we go. Okay, looks like now all of a sudden the play just moved to 126. Did I really just move the market 5 cents? No way. No, it's saying 126 right now. We'll see. We'll see. Now it's 125. All right, we got some movement, though. As soon as I placed that bet, all of a sudden over at Bookmaker, things changed. Okay, and for the better. Well, appreciate that, Ruthless. Appreciate that, man. Ken, explaining two-way money lines. Kev, I'm gonna provide you a strategy real quick here, man, to help you out with your Hard Rock Limited. Okay, I'm glad that you brought that up. So first, Ken, two-way money lines. It means that there can't be a tie, to my knowledge. Maybe that's three-way, but like literally, I shouldn't say a tie. Honestly, I don't know. Kind of. Let me ask. Two-way money lines. There's no ties in basketball. Yeah. Yeah, obviously three-ways happen a lot more with soccer. Yeah, two-way, the way I would look at it is, obviously you lose the bet if it's a draw, or sometimes it's refunded, but you don't have to worry about that with basketball. So two-way just means like it's either one side or the other side that's going to win. That's how I would look at it. So for Kev, talking about when it comes to your Hard Rock for your player props, right? So you're seeing this Kevin Durant play. A couple things that I would implore you to try. You maybe have already tried this, so it might be a moot point. Try to either rock traditional parlays, grab the 8 and under on his points, grab Kevin Durant under on his rebounds, rock some 2-leg or 3-leg traditional parlays. Even if you can only get $10 down, it's still a worthy strategy to employ to make as much money as you can on that account, because I believe that Hard Rock is definitely, the juice is worth squeezing every drop out of Hard Rock to make money. Or what you could do is rock round robins. Rock a 2x3 round robin with Durant and maybe Ayton and maybe Al Horford, right? Play a 2x3 or 3x2 round robin. You might be able to wager a little bit more money on round robins. I always implore you guys, if you are limited, this used to work back in like 2022 and 2023. I don't know if it's as viable of a strategy. Try placing different types of bets. If you're limited, I've made a video in the past about a month or so ago talking about this is the perfect grounds for you to start testing out parlays, right? Start rocking 2, 3, 4-leg parlays. Test those out. Limited to $5, $10. That's a perfect way for you for the rest of this month with the NBA season saying, I'm just going to start building a bunch of 3-leg parlays, and I'm just going to play those consistently over at Hard Rock, even if you're limited. And then you're going to be able to track those results, maybe on your picket, and you're going to say, hey, like this is actually going really well. The process that I'm using to find these plays on Hard Rock, let's apply this same process to a different sports book where we can make money, right? Where we can bet more money now on these parlays. There's always different ways that you could use your accounts to try different strategies. Kev, this might be, again, a moot point for you, but for anyone else out there, a lot of people throw away their limited accounts. I think it's idiotic. Also, try it for live betting. Have you been live betting with Hard Rock at all? You might be able to start live betting and testing out money line spreads with the NBA for live betting. You might be able to try that as well. You might be able to get $50 to $100 down. This happens all the time with MGM. I'm limited to like $20, $15 on my player prop bets. I can still bet roughly $100 to $125 live on money line spreads and totals for the NBA and NFL. So there's still utility with that account, even if you are limited. No problem, Ken. Yeah, I mean, this is basically a very normal setup for myself. For anyone that's asking about the filter setup, this is a normal setup for myself just for right now. I'm not doing any deep dives on anything when it comes to this. It's just like a minus 200 plus 150. There's not a real deep dive into this, guys, because I like to look at the line movement behind these plays. So, I mean, if I'm looking at DeAndre Ayton, by the way, guys, you could bet this over at Caesars or DraftKings. This is a really good play. Or Onyx, right? So we're devigging this to FanDuel, right? So if we're looking at Hard Rock, FanDuel's been moving in a certain direction slowly, but they've moved in a certain direction. Pinnacle kind of jumped up and then kind of came back down. But again, you could bet this over at DraftKings. You could bet this at, minus 105. Anything that's below minus 121 is a really good play. And so a couple of other things, guys. Again, these are certain tips that you'll receive with me with coaching. Okay. This is just part of it. If you guys want to book a call with me, you can book a one-on-one call with me. If you go, hey, Billy, I live in a state that doesn't have Hard Rock. Okay. Well, if you have OddsJam, then just come up here and switch your state to Arizona, or switch it to Florida, or switch it to Ohio. And then you'll start to see Hard Rock plays, right? So this is a play that, obviously if you've shown this for DraftKings or Caesars, you can do this. But if you want to find some Hard Rock plays and see, hey, if you want to create some bets off of Hard Rock or some other areas like this is where you could just, take a look at this and switch states. You can always switch states, guys, in your location to look for other sports books. Just because they're not available in your state, just switch your location on the software and you can find other books and other plays. That maybe you can then, just giving you some different ideas on how you can go about this. Steph Curry over on his points, rebounds, and assists. Bet 105, which is obviously, copies Pinnacle's odds. Let's look at this over. A lot of movement here. You can see that Bet 105 and Pinnacle are mirroring each other because they're basically the same book. We're down in the minus 150s. It's up to minus 122. Okay, again, they're kind of close to Fanatics and Ballybet. Probably just going to bypass that one. Don't like that. So here's one with Eamon Thompson on his points or his rebounds and assists. There's $1,800 over here on Profit X. This is where we get back to the sharp money strategy. When you see liquidity that's this high, particularly on something that's rebounds and assists, out of all the player prop markets that are out there, there aren't, and I know we maybe aren't hitting up as many plays, guys. I'm just trying to kind of go through some different plays and kind of talk you through it. So, this play is not one of the most popular player prop markets to wager on. So that's the first thing that I think about when I see this. I go, okay, wait a minute. This isn't like rebounds or points, rebounds, and assists or points. This is rebounds and assists. So this is kind of a niche market within the player prop market. It's not the first thing you're looking to order on the menu. And then there's $1,800 here. This is where I look to bet the opposite side. I would. Okay, just based off the fact that this is a decent amount of liquidity, in my opinion. This is where maybe we go after ESPN Bet or FanDuel here, right? So again, there's different approaches to all of this. The sharp money tool, this goes back to the sharp money side where I'm like, you know what, not so much. And really, this isn't going to be and you can see FanDuel just literally changed their odds. They moved it to minus 128. All the books are now moving their odds. You could have got a better price if I would have just shut up earlier. I can go over to ESPN Bet and bet this. So let's go over to ESPN Bet, right? This game's starting in 30 minutes. By the way, guys, shut down your player prop betting for a game 15 minutes or so before it starts. 15 to 20 minutes, I would say, is when I normally stop betting that game. So for this Rockets game, it's going to be in like 15 minutes. I'm just not going to bet it anymore. So player combo stats. And I know we're on Thompson on a bunch of different ways here. Or I can't remember where I'm at. But let's see. We're going to go with rebounds and assists. We're going to take his over 11.5 or to get 12. This is now at minus 130. Again, it's moving against us like crazy, guys. I couldn't even get this at minus 125. I will still grab this, though, for just to make $100. All right, so we're in on this play on ESPN Bet. And things are moving. And I need to stop talking and just go grab the play. And then I can talk about it. Şengün, rebounds. What you're going to notice here, because it's player props and there's not a lot of liquidity, it's going to be EV on one side, and then all of a sudden it's not going to be EV, or it's going to be EV on the over, and then it's going to be EV on the under. Again, because liquidity's small, markets can be manipulated easier than betting money lines, spreads, and totals. Okay? So this is something that can happen all the time. We're looking at the under 8.5. Circa and FanDuel agree here. Pinnacle just moved to minus 104. What do we got? Okay. Yeah, I'm probably just going to stay away from this one right now. Not much movement recently. Another market that I love to bet on, guys, I normally don't go after too many alt markets. I do absolutely love, though, to bet into FanDuel. And I can't bet it now because I'm not there. I love to bet some alternate markets. Let's get off the player props. No player props. We talked about these overs. I love betting first quarter overs. So if I'm looking at these two plays, I'd rather bet the over 56.5 than 57.5. It's just easier. We bet this earlier this morning. We got it at plus 124. So CLV worked against us because now you can get it at plus 138. I would rather bet the over 56.5 on FanDuel. I've made an entire video that I shared on the stream this morning dedicated to talking about this market for first quarter total overs. I'm always betting first quarter total over points. One of my favorite markets to bet on. I love betting first halves. You can bet the first half overs. I normally love betting spreads. First half spreads. Like Lakers getting points here at plus 2.5. I like that. Pinnacle's taking 5K. I like this play. I wish I had some more money right now over on FanDuel because I'm out. That's how I know this bet's going to hit. I definitely like that. A lot of stuff. Again, guys, a lot to get through in a stream. If you want to work with me, one-on-one coaching, these are the kind of the insights that I can provide you guys to really walk you through everything that I'm specifically looking for if you want to book a discovery call with me. My calendar's open. Go ahead and book that here. I'll share the link with you guys, and you can check it out. Patrick, do I know how to withdraw my winnings on ProfitX? Yes. You go to withdraw. You have to be in a state that you can use ProfitX in. So if you're in a state that you can't place bets currently at the moment with ProfitX, you will not be able to withdraw your funds. That's just a ProfitX thing. I don't like it. I disagree with it, but that's their rules. No doubt about that, Kev. No doubt about that, man. Sketchy, what's going on, brother? Yeah, Sketchy, you're going to be waiting on a little bit, man. It's going to be another 2 years. 2027 is the next time they can vote on it, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Again, these are just markets, guys, that I've had a lot of success with. This is now my 4th NBA season betting, and I would really say this is my 3rd NBA season where I've really paid attention to what I'm betting. My first year with OddsJam, I didn't know what I was doing. I just arbitrage betting and started EV betting like in November and was trying to figure it out. It wasn't until 2022 when I really started to kind of hone in on what I was doing. Man, that was a really fast hour. Let's go back over the DGFAI slip generator. Let's select everything, and we'll kind of finish up. I'm literally out of breath. And remember, guys, it's all about balance. So literally what I'm going to do after this stream is I'm going to go play pickleball at the local court, right? There's only 2 NBA games on tonight, so I don't really care. Tomorrow, there's like 12 NBA games, and I care. So if I'm going to focus on my live betting, I'm going to focus on Wednesday or Friday, right? Because there's a lot of games going on. So making sure that you have balance is very important. So I'm literally not going to know what happens in the games tonight because I'm going to go play pickleball for like an hour or two and just get outside and do something other than stare in front of a screen. So make sure that you make, with NBA season starting, guys, balance is very important, that you don't get burned out, right? The plays are going to be there. Don't worry. If you miss out on some today, they're going to be there tomorrow. Trust me, they will. So make sure that you find good balance with all of this so that you still enjoy this, that you don't get burned out, that you don't give yourself a heart attack. It's just very important. Appreciate that, YCU. Yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow in the AM, man. Appreciate that. We'll be there tomorrow in the AM, and we'll be doing it again. Guys. Obviously, there's going to be, buckle up. If you think that there's some WNBA plays now, there's going to be a lot more tomorrow. It's going to be a wild and crazy ride. Again, if you're looking for specific types of streams, guys, in the mornings, it's going to be main markets. And then that's when I'll look to bet player props on FanDuel for NBA. In the evenings, it's going to be player prop betting for NHL and the NBA. And then obviously, when we got football coming in on Thursday nights, we're going to be focused then. But otherwise, guys, enjoy the basketball tonight. We got some college football as well. Get ready for that. I did forget to look at it today. We will look at the World Series Game 1 starting tomorrow. We'll look at some of the main markets and see what we can cook up over there as well. Have a good evening, guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.